It's interesting that US President Joe Biden has called the International Criminal Court the International Criminal Court war crimes arrest warrant for Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu as outrageous. He said it's outrageous. A very different view to our own leader. I'll come to that in a second. But, of course, the ICC, as you will now know, have issued a warrant for Mr Netanyahu's arrest. Now sacked Defence Minister Yoav Gallant and Hamas, I love this bit, Hamas commander Mohammed Deif, despite him being dead. They've also issued, as a way to kind of balance it, there's no bias going on here, so we'll issue one for a man who's already the operator of a recognised terror group. And we'll just sort of create some kind of equivalence. We've got Benjamin Netanyahu, you know, the elected, democratically elected leader of a country, plus a terrorist. I mean, you really can't write this stuff. Judges said there were reasonable grounds to believe the three men bore criminal responsibility for crimes during the war between Israel and Hamas. What is going on over there at the ICC? Europe and the US do seem now split on their response to this decision, with several European countries saying they respect the ICC's decision. The British government said it respected the independence of the court. Whatever the ICC might imply, there is no equivalence, none between Israel and Hamas, said Mr Biden. And do you know what? Isn't it funny? Is Biden going to do like a Theresa May, where he starts just coming out with logical stuff once he's lost the job? Because that appears to be what's going on here. There is no equivalent between Israel and Hamas. Now, that's a very simple statement. You could issue that statement even without reducing the authenticity of the criminal court. You could say that while still standing by the decision if you wanted to as a leader, but you could absolutely make that point. Of course, that hasn't happened in this country. Only this morning, Yvette Cooper refused to say whether Benjamin Netanyahu would be arrested if he came to the UK after the International Criminal Court warrant. So Keir Starmer backed the ICC, with the Prime Minister's official spokesman having said the government respects the independence of the court. And that is it. And do you know what? People scratching their heads still going, why did Donald Trump win? Donald Trump won for many reasons, but one of the reasons, and it is relevant to this, so hear me out, one of the many reasons was that he didn't speak of a sort of pre-prepared script that some intern who'd just come out of How to Be a Politician school had written for them. No, we have a nice, neat and tidy response to that. We respect the decision of the court. You are allowed to say, there's no subjudice going on here. You're not going to prejudice something, Mr Starmer, if you were to come out and at the very least go, look, OK, they've come to this decision, we need to know more about it. But can I just say that there is no equivalence between Hamas and Israel? I think he could have said that, but he chose not to say that. He simply wheeled out the pre-prepared line, the same thing you expect from these vanilla, vacuous, inept politicians. Somebody opened a packet of these politicians about 20 years ago, and they're all over the place. You can't get, like minions, we can't get rid of them. They're flipping everywhere, these guys. And they speak in the same kind of tongue. It's the same sort of thing. We respect the decision of the court. Say something, man. Grow a pair. Where's your backbone, Mr Starmer? At the very least, do what... I never thought I'd say this. Do what Joe Biden did. Now, I know that the United States are not subscribers and members of the ICC in the same way. Nonetheless, the very simple line that came from Biden, really telling whatever the ICC might imply, there is no equivalence, none, between Israel and Hamas. And it doesn't get much more straightforward than that. Why did our leader find it impossible to just wheel that out? Yvette Cooper refusing to say whether Mr Netanyahu would be arrested if he came to the United Kingdom. Spoiler alert, he ain't coming to the United Kingdom, certainly not under this shower of nonsense. I find it breathtaking that we found ourselves in a place where a leader cannot make, our own leader can't make a robust comment on this. Remember, Israel are our allies. Remember that Israel sit in this kind of pincer movement of terrorist doom over there in the Middle East. Whatever way they look, there is somebody who wants to bomb the hell out of them and eradicate them from the gene pool. And that is not a hyperbole I'm employing there. That is the focus of Hezbollah and Hamas and the like, and their members and their subscribers and their supporters, and anyone by definition that takes that side of the argument. You are essentially agitating for, supporting the idea of the eradication of Israel and Jews. That's what you want to talk about, a genocide? That's the conversation about a genocide, where it's explicit. It's not even hidden, this stuff, OK? It's explicit. These people don't like Israel, they don't like Jews. Iran in there as well. You know, the greatest exporter of terrorism on the planet, Iran. And yet we have people going, well, I think we've got to listen to these people. What? Really? You didn't say that with ISIS when we were out there in Iraq or Afghanistan. This is exactly what's going on. Israel have this on a daily basis. And now the bloke in charge of the country is told, well, you're a war criminal. There's a warrant for your arrest. What does Keir Starmer say? We respect the decision of the court. Get in the bin, Mr. Starmer. What is wrong with you? Yvette Cooper, where's your backbone, mate? There is the question.